And our next delegate is Miss U.S. Virgin Islands. She is a community support professional working with individuals that have developmental disabilities. She has taken post-secondary coursework concentrating on human services, currently working towards a Bachelor's of Science degree. You may now ask her questions.
Hello, kumusta po kayo?
Would you like to choose? Hi. Would
Hello,
you like to
sir.
choose one of these species?
Yes,
I've tried
of
this
course.
before, and we're kind of getting tired after a long day.
Oh, well, I'll wake you up.
Yes,
Yeah,
please
I'll
do.
wake you up.
Wake up! Careful with the cable. We've been worried about that cable.
Right. I'm like a fresh cup of coffee.
That's great.
All right. So you would like me to talk about...
One of those species. Just choose. Take your time to choose one where you feel like you want to wake up the world and this panel of judges in terms of that we have to do something.
Something about each of these animals.
Only one. Only one.
Only one. That's really hard for me to pick. I'm actually going to go with the Siberian crane. I'm going to go with the crane because where I live, we are known for our sandhills crane. We actually have 90% of the population of cranes in the world land where I am currently in the mainland USA. And so it's bird watch, frenzy. People come, and it's so rare to find a white crane. And so what we've been doing for rehabilitation to restore the crane population is we take a white crane's egg and we give it to one of the sandhills cranes. And I had the opportunity to be a spokesperson for the Crane Watch Festival in the capital of the United States where they land. So the crane, definitely, and they're so regal and elegant, and I was a martial artist, so I always loved the crane kick. Is it okay if I put the book here?
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Miss U.S. Virgin Islands, it says here in your biography that you often wear a ladybug pin or roses in memory of your grandfather. What is the connection between the ladybug pin and your grandfather?
Well, my grandfather always loved the color red, and so anything red relates to my grandpa. But it was this surreal moment where anytime I was in need, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like even in the hotel room at one of my previous pageants, there was a ladybug that just was crawling on my hand, and it just gave us goosebumps. And it just happens. When I was in the airport before I left to come here, a ladybug on the floor. And so I believe it's a sign from my grandfather, and I hide that ladybug pin should I make top 16 and in my gown. I don't want to say the color, but it's kind of obvious. It's, the color is for my grandfather and his memory that there is a red ladybug hidden there, and there is a red ladybug hidden right now in my...
And he means a lot to you, right? Because he always volunteered, it says here.
He was a Shriner, and so he gave back to the children's hospitals, and he, went up in the ranks. So it's kind of like an adult male's version of Boy Scouts, I guess you could say. And to see him with that Shriner's cap and to see him out in the community helping people, it was like, he was the predecessor for what I wanted to become, and that's something pageantry has allowed me to do. It's one of the reasons I love to wear pins. Trust me, if I could wear a ton with my delegate sash, I would be. But my grandfather really instilled that love of giving back to the world, and he was also into wildlife and camping. He knew what each leaf from each plant was, and so I'm very grateful to my grandfather and to where I've been. I'm humbled to be here. I know I'm talking longer than I should be. I'm kind of the troublemaker in Group 1, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity. This has been a dream in the making for 8 years, and to be here today is the absolute honor of my life. And thank you for being here and supporting the Miss Earth organization. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat.
Time's up. Thank you very much, Miss U.S. Virgin Islands. And now let's welcome our next delegate. Our next delegate